into the machine. Chad travels on the internet again. He arrives, a little worse for the wear, at the U.S. Supreme Inner Court, where he slowly walks down the long halls of justice and, mustering up his courage once again, opens the door to its inner chambers. Chad enters and approaches the bench, where he must plead his case to a not-too-receptive body of partisan justices. Chad addresses the court.
Sirs, that is your honorable justices, sirs.
The first justice looks down, adjusting his glasses, and asks,
Yes, what do you want? State your case.
Chad straightens up and begins his plea.
Your Honor, I'm just a humble Chad representing the everyday citizens of our fair land, and I don't expect to be treated any better or any worse than any other persons. But there comes a time when a man has to stand up for his beliefs and fight for those beliefs when he feels he's been wronged, and that time is now.
The first justice, puzzled, responds,
And your point is?
It's the election, sir.
Chad explains,
It's just not fair what transpired. Us Chads, Dimples and all, and those we represent were robbed, pure and simple. We implore, we demand a true and honest recount, no matter what the expense, so that this matter of great import to the future of our country can be set straight once and for all.
The second justice now pipes up.
Listen, Mr.
Dimple, ma'am.
Chad replies,
Yes, Mr. Dimple, this matter, as you put it, was decided years ago. There's simply no recourse, legal or otherwise, to address this. It's over.
Chad shifts a little on his feet and continues.
I wasn't thinking of doing anything illegal, Your Honor, but justice hasn't been served in the human sense, and I felt it was my duty and obligation to stand up for all those people out there who feel they've been wronged and deserve a second chance at this.
Chad's voice trails off now as he adds,
Futile though it may be.
The second justice, trying to be sympathetic, says,
Well, Mr. Dimple, we admire your pluck, but I'm afraid this case is over.
Chad, in a determined voice, responds,
I'm afraid too, afraid of what will happen to the future of our country and the rights of all its citizens that have been abused by a system that doesn't honor those rights and circumvents the will of the American people, or any of the world's people for that matter, and there's the ballots in this next election to consider.
The third justice, miffed, utters,
Are you saying we haven't done our duty?
Chad, still determined, answers,
With all due respect, sir, I think you've been caught napping. When it comes to true justice, I think you're all asleep at the wheel.
The justices all go, humph, looking suspiciously at Chad and each other and shifting uneasily in their seats. The third justice speaks now.
Sir, with all due respect to you, you don't know the first thing about justice. So who do you think you are coming in here and telling us how to do our job? We're highly paid specialists in judicial law with centuries of legal opinions and precedents behind us to back us up. We understand these things and how the system must work to protect the people's rights and the institutions they stand for. Without it, there would be nothing but chaos, confusion, and anarchy.
Chad stands his ground and chastises the court, saying,
Your Honors, are you saying that you haven't been politically motivated and acted in a partisan matter as far as this last election is concerned?
The justices grumble a little more. The fourth justice now takes the proverbial floor and reprimands Chad, saying,
See here, young fella, you're nothing but a discarded Chad who has the gall to state that you, and you alone, represent the will of the people. What kind of high-handed mockery of justice is that?
One that will probably go unnoticed in the greater scheme of things.
Chad, downcast, bends over now, looking at the floor. Feeling hopeless, he turns and walks away, saying,
I'm sorry I took up your precious time.
The justices mumble something in return. Chad walks to the door, starts to open it, then suddenly straightens up. He turns and strides back towards the justices. The justices are taken aback as he approaches the bench once again. Chad, in a fighting mood, shouts,
No, I won't do it. I won't give up. I'll never give up this ship of state, sinking though it may be. With my last dying, dimpled Chad's breath, I will defend my free speech rights and the rights of all decent, hard-working folk everywhere. What have I got to lose?
The first justice, aghast, asks,
Have you gone daft?
A defiant Chad replies,
Daft I may be, but I know my rights. If I have to, I'll stand here and filibuster my case till hell freezes over.
The second justice now chimes in.
This isn't the Senate. You can't do that.
Chad, angry, answers,
Oh, yes, I can. Who's gonna stop me?
The third justice wearily replies,
Do what you must. We'll simply turn a deaf ear and ignore you.
Do what you must then.
Chad states. The dimpled Chad then begins to recite from memory passages from the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States, and even the Bible itself. As he does, he begins to feel a little like Mr. Chad Goes to Washington and assumes the personality of Jimmy Stewart as he goes on and on, growing more hoarse in voice as he does. The justices all doze off. Finally, Chad grows weak from all this and he simply can't go on. His little paper body curls up and falls to the floor as he goes to sleep too.